Hey everyone, welcome back to Zimmer Ridge Ranch, the site of my annual 3-day summer getaway. I'm here with the owner, Mike Zimmer. What's up, Coach?
What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
I'm doing great. You're an awesome
Your
host.
annual.
Yeah.
Annual.
Well, it's 2 in a row, so
Two in a row.
it qualifies for annual.
All right.
So we'll talk about the third one later.
Okay.
Thanks for having us. This is a very relaxing place for most people. Is it for you? Has it been for the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's been great.
Good.
It's nice and quiet. You don't hear traffic or any of that kind of stuff, so it's a lot of fun. Get up and do whatever you want to do.
You know, in a few days you're gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to shave. We're gonna have to be in mid-season form really soon. Are you ready for that?
Yeah,
You get itchy for it?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Moving my flight up a couple days because I'm ready to get back. It's time to get back to work, and this is what we do.
So before we get to the season, you guys have a lot of work to do in training camp. How would you describe that? What do you guys have to get done?
Well, we've been through all the OTAs without pads on. We need to get back, get the pads on, get some develop some physicality, some attitude, the way we approach the game. We got to get the running game on both sides of the ball, and that's all part of the physicality and the contact that you really get to have with those things. And then we get a good look at. Then we start to get a good look at, how our team looks, and then go about the corrections. Okay, we do this really good. We don't do this so good. So let's stick to what we're doing good, and continually try to work each process up to the Atlanta game.
Yeah. For you, defensively, going against this offense, what are the challenges that you guys talk about as a defense? Where can this offense challenge you guys?
Well, I think part of is the run game, where they're stretching and cutting back. Now they're not going to cut our the defensive players, which hopefully we'll get some guys cut in real games. But and then the play action's off of it. So I think that part, the marriage between the run and the play action that looks exactly like the run, getting Kirk out on the perimeter some to make some big time throws, moving the pocket and being able to do things where he's there, and not really standing back 5 yards from the center and being in a stationary position. I think, I don't think that bodes well for our football team, our offensive line, really any of them.
Yeah. You've had Gary Kubiak join the room, and I'm curious for you, because you've gone against Gary and he's been in the league for a long time. Have you had any interesting discussions where he's helped shed some light on some things for you defensively?
Oh yeah, there's tons of them.
Yeah.
We sit down and we talk about even back when it was Dallas and San Francisco. We talk about some of those times, about when I was in Cincinnati and Houston, and he was in Houston, when I was here and he was in Denver. So we've talked a lot about different things, and just, he's been through so much that, and played against my defense so much that I think it's been really good. And we'll talk about, I'll talk to him about what hurts our defense or what's hard against our defense, and he'll talk about what's hard against their offense. We've talked several times. We've talked about Super Bowl experiences and things that that he went through in that year, and things that I've gone through in some of those years.
In the coaching world, Kevin is still a young guy. He's a young coach early on. You had prominent, important positions on coaching staffs when you were young too. So what is he going through, and what do you expect from him?
Well, I think it's hard to gain experience at doing the job when you've never really done the job. And so, but it's no different than any other job. But I think the big thing with Kevin is to be precise in what we're trying to do, be specific in what we're trying to get accomplished to the offense that particular week, that particular play. I've always said that as long as you go through and you're specific with the players and exactly what you want them to do, then they can go out and they can perform and do it. But if you're you can line up wherever you want, or anything like that. If there's ambiguity, then the players don't particularly play well. And then, once you do that and you put them in position, then it's the player's job to go out and make plays. I always tell the players, look, I'm going to get you in position to win, but you have to win. So I'm going to do my very best to get you in the very best position possible. And then when you get to really, everybody says the moment of truth, that's your job.
Yeah. When you look at the young part of your roster, the rookies, second-year players, third-year players, defensive linemen, you got a few of them who would fit into that category. You got a starting running back who would fit into that category. How do you feel about that subset of your team, the young guys?
I think it's good, and we're always continually trying to develop young players. We've been very fortunate that our scouting staff, Rick, they all do a great job in identifying the players and working well with the coaches and trying to figure out exactly what we're looking for in those particular positions. But you take a look at guys like Ade Aruna, who missed most of the year last year, who is an extremely talented, athletic kid that if we can get him to doing things and develop and continually develop, he's got a chance to be a really good football player. Or, like Brian O'Neill, for instance, he was a second-round draft pick, but he still had a ways to go to mature physically, to understand what the NFL is all about. And the other part of that too is, you have him in the same room with a guy like Riley Reif, who kind of exemplifies what a physical and tough offensive lineman is. And so if you get these young guys around with a group of veteran guys, you get, when Anthony Harris came in here, a guy like him being around Harrison Smith, I think, all those things help develop players as well too. And we have a lot of really good people on our football team that help these young guys. When Brian Robinson helped Everson Griffin, that's, and then on top of it, then you bring a guy like Andre Patterson in who helps coach Brian Robinson into being a better player. He can help Everson, he can help Danielle Hunter, and all these guys.
Have you, and you're not going to share it with us, but have you thought about that first team meeting at training camp and what you're going to say?
Yeah, I've thought about it a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to say, but I think there's some things that I kind of gave them an outline of when they left, of what we're trying to accomplish. Phase 1, here's what we want to accomplish. Phase 2, this is what we're trying to do. Phase 3, this is what we're trying to do. And then the last day after that, then I talked to them about, okay, so here's what we have to do when we come back in training camp. So I'll probably hit that again with them with a few other things that I thought about over the summer.
All right, I need a ride to the airport. Can you help me out?
You leaving today?
No, maybe tomorrow. One more night, okay?
One more night, you got it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.